Good evening. My name is Amal, and I'm here to share my views on gender equality. For starters, I am a victim of gender bias. Now, here's my story. When I was a small boy, I was never let into the kitchen. My parents told me the boy shouldn't be inside the kitchen. You should be outside playing or studying. So, when I grew up and when I went abroad for my university education, I realized I had no idea how to cook. And that's when I called my parents and said, Mom, Dad, you have made me a victim of gender bias. You told me I'm a boy and I should have no place in the kitchen, and now I'm suffering. Now, let's talk about what happens in my home country and the situation with the family. Now, what's my home country's attitude towards gender equality? I'm from Singapore and we are a developed country. So we score fairly well when it comes to gender equality. We are 11th on gender equality in terms of Human Development Report, and we also a signatory to United Nations Convention on elimination of all types of discrimination against women. And when it comes to university seats, about 50% of the seats are taken up by women candidates. So I would say we're doing fairly well. At home, it's also a 50-50 spread. The roles are equally shared between the husband and wife. I cook, my wife cleans, my wife washes, I dry. Well, it's a fairly equal spread. But who has the main responsibility for domestic tasks in my country? Is it more women or more men? Well, there is a lesser constraint in terms of the traditional expectations of the male and the female role. It's usually a shared responsibility. Now, is it possible for both women and men to have a career and to raise a family? Well, in Singapore, given our high rate of cost of living, it's not a choice, but we are bound to have both parents who are working parents. So, both parents need to work, and that means that it's not easy to raise a family. And at the workplace, it's not all that rosy. There is a little bit of an issue with wage gap. When it comes to the difference in wage gap, it could be between 10 to 18% less for a woman compared to a man across sectors. Now, some sectors could be especially bad. And why should I come to Oslo? And what can I learn? I want to learn about the gender equality experience from Norway and how you have achieved gender equality, and what can I take back to Singapore, to my country, share with my friends and with my own family. Now, coming back to my own story. What have I learned? Now that I have 2 kids, I let them into the kitchen. I teach them how to make breakfast. I have a boy and a girl. I make sure that there are no roles that demarcates them, that my boy should be in the kitchen, my girl should be in the kitchen. Both of them can share the kitchen and learn to cook. There are no specific roles for boys. There are no specific roles for girls. Well, that's my story. Thank you.